This country was founded by real Rosicrucians, not the Rosicrucians you see out there today. And so undoubtedly, if you want to say it, I mean, I would say I come out of a classical Enlightenment family of what you would call real Illuminati, real Enlightenment. And I'll just say it here. Everybody asks me who I am, I'll tell you. Say I come out of a classical Enlightenment family of what you would call real Illuminati.
You are now tuned in to another edition of the Truth Zone. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. In today's episode, I am going to be exposing Alex Jones. They're turning the freaking frogs gay. Alex Jones. In the day's show. Mr. Jones is obviously a plant. He is an actor put in place to create certain narratives. Through the years, he has constantly flashed the Freemason hand signs, the Illuminati hand signs. And as you heard from the opening clip, he has openly admitted to having Freemason Illuminati ties. As he likes to refer to it, the real Illuminati. This man is controlled opposition. Now, I know you're probably going to say, but he's banned on every platform. He's not allowed to speak out truth. That is all an act. That is all done by design. He is an agent put in place. And here on screen, you can see him doing the Freemason handshake. Right there in plain view for you to see. This wasn't done by any accident. This wasn't done by any mistake. He knows what he's doing. What he does is he gives you partial truths mixed in with lies. Over and over and over and over and over again. That's what he does. That's why he's allowed to exist. All he is he's a character. He's playing a role. Now, I listen to him on occasion still for entertainment purposes only and to see what he has to say, because there's times he tells stuff that he is allowed to say that is coming in the future. And that's the only reason why sometimes I will listen to him. Because even though he is controlled opposition, he's allowed to give certain talking points at certain times for events that they are planning in the future. That is another form of predictive programming. But at the same time, you also have to pay attention to what these agents are talking about, the talking points that they are using. It is always important to pay attention to your enemy, because you got to see exactly what they are talking about and the talking points they are trying to push. And Alex Jones is no different from the rest. He's no different from Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro and all those people. He's no different than Tucker Carlson, etc., etc. All of these people are controlled opposition puppets, and they are playing their roles well. They're pushing the left versus the right spectrum, the illusion of choice. They are put into place to create division and chaos. They are agents put into place, just as you see on screen from the Illuminati card game. Jones constantly pushes Donald Trump. Donald Trump is another controlled opposition puppet. Politics are a sham in general. And Jones is no different from the rest. Jones is controlled opposition. And that's why he was censored off of the internet. Now, you're probably like, Truth, how does that make sense, being censored off of the internet? How does that make any sense? What it was done for was to garner more sympathy towards Jones. And what it does is it makes people think that they're really against the system. And it really makes them even more popular than they were before, oddly enough. because a lot more people are like, oh, this person is rebelling against the system. He can't even speak out. I got to go find him. I got to go watch his stuff. When in reality, they are all part of the same club. They all go through the same humiliation rituals. They all have the same talking points over and over and over. And Jones is no different, and he constantly has flashed Freemason/Illuminati symbolism on his show. Showing even the checkerboard, showing the skull and bones. And in Gematria, Alex Jones adds up to 33 in full reduction. Masonry, of course, also adds up to 33 in full reduction. The numbers never lie. These people are agents put into place. They play their role to a T. They know exactly what they are doing. They know the things they can talk about and the things that they can't talk about. And they know the truths they can give and the truths that they can't give. Jones is controlled opposition. He is a controlled puppet. He is part of the system. He's what they call a gatekeeper. And the times that he's flashed these Freemason hand signs, sometimes he will do it in a comedy bit. There is some truth in comedy, and Jones is a major player. This is the reason he is allowed to have the platform that he has on his show, on the big show that he has, InfoWars. He goes through all of these humiliation rituals, and he pushes who he pushes because he is part of the system. That's why he continues to push people like Donald Trump. There's been times he's went on record and saying, oh, I'm going to be done with Donald Trump if such and such doesn't happen. And then he goes back on his word. I firmly believe that Roger Stone, who he constantly has on from time to time, I'm not saying this is factual because I don't really have the proof. But I firmly believe that Roger Stone is one of Alex's handlers. But that's just a belief I have. I'm not saying that's true, but it seems like every time Alex gets a little bit out of line, Roger Stone will make an appearance on a show to put him back into line to push this Trump agenda again. Now, again, as I've stated before in past videos, just because I don't like Trump doesn't mean I like Biden. All politics are a show. Do you honestly believe they are going to allow someone like me or you to really have a say in who is in power? Because the person that's in power is a puppet anyway. They don't even run the show anyway. So what makes you think they're going to bring forth this change? They're not. They were put into place for a reason. They're an actor. They're a puppet like the rest. Because the numbers don't lie. This man cannot be trusted. He constantly flashes even the 666 hand sign, the OK hand sign, among other hand signs. And another interesting thing too, back on the Gematria stuff, is Alex Jones, InfoWars, and Masonry all add up to 105 in the English ordinal cipher of Gematria. This person is nothing more than an actor put into place. And his buddy Joe Rogan, who he always constantly talks about, is another agent. Joe Rogan is a shill. Point blank, period. He is another controlled puppet. And he always will support Andrew Tate and push Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate is another Freemason puppet. That's why he refers to himself as the top G. I wonder why. And then here in the background, you can see him taking a picture with the brick behind him, the brick wall behind him. And that's associated with Freemasons. And he's taking a picture with a Baphomet. So this is all you need to know about this man. This man is a controlled opposition puppet. I thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Truth Zone. I hope that you enjoyed this breakdown. I thank you for your continued prayers and your continued support. God bless each and every one of you. And this is Truth Seeker signing out.